Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brady is reeling over the news of Teresa and Alex's wedding. Nicole and Eric are being honest with one another. EJ is having a heart-to-heart with Johnny, and someone is busting Holly and Tate today on Days of Our Lives. Chanel posts a help wanted sign in Sweet Bit's window in the square. Johnny calls and says he would love to help her reopen. She takes his call. She says thanks, but remarks that he should just let her do her thing since she can't pipe icing on cupcakes. Teresa approaches in desperation. She requires a wedding cake right now. Teresa detests the flavor of the cake Chanel proposes she share, even though she had made it for Xander and Sarah. Chanel will investigate her options. Johnny gives a dejected EJ a stare while he drinks at the DiMera mansion. In the DiMera living room, Johnny discovers EJ drinking by himself. EJ informs him that Nicole is divorcing him. Johnny claims that given what he did, it was inevitable. EJ imagines Johnny is even more enraged with him. Johnny is so sad for Eric and Nicole. Besides, he believed he had a younger brother. He was hoping that they would raise their children together, but that is no longer going to happen. Nicole visits Eric in the room above the bar. Observing Jude in his pram, she mentions that she spent the previous evening at the Salem Inn. She continues, saying she gave EJ her divorce papers. We're through. At the Horton cabin, Holly surprises Tate as he's dancing with headphones on. As she brings over a Buddy's burger, they talk about how he's been hiding out at the cabin. Nobody will ever find out as long as they exercise caution. Holly informs him later that Jude is Eric's son and how happy she is to be temporarily removed from the drama as they cuddle on the couch. But what should they do now that they're at last by themselves? She looks him in the eye. Tate gets up awkwardly and picks up a board game. Brady arrives at the Kiriakis' estate in search of Maggie, but Alex replies that she's out running errands for her last-minute wedding. Alex corrects Brady when he thinks he's talking about Xander and Sarah's wedding. This evening, Teresa and I are also getting married. Brady is in disbelief. Maggie felt it may unite the family, Alex explains. Having said that, he will respect Brady's decision to cancel. Brady says it would be ideal after supposing Teresa was getting married to him purely for financial gain. He now understands that is untrue, though. Is there another reason he doesn't want to come then, Alex wonders. Brady says he'd love to be there after having a flashback about his night with Teresa. Brady seems less thrilled than Alex. In the square, Sophia approaches Teresa to discuss Tate and Holly. Sophia holds Holly responsible for Tate's treatment of Teresa, despite Teresa's apology, as Holly was meant to be her best friend. Tate is at a lacrosse camp in New York, so Teresa reassures her that they won't be seeing each other too often. Sophia has a flashback when she hears Tate and Holly discussing their ruse. Teresa should know about this, she informs her. Chanel comes back to tell Teresa that, with a few adjustments, she can bake her wedding cake. When Sophia finds out about the wedding, she informs Teresa that her remarks can wait. Johnny tells EJ in the DiMera mansion that there is no excuse for what he did. Though angry and upset, he still has EJ's back in the same manner that he always has. You're my father. EJ expresses regret for not being more encouraging throughout Chanel's pregnancy than Johnny required. Although he is aware that they want to move out, it would be very important if they stayed. Johnny promises his father he won't lose him and agrees to remain longer. EJ calls Johnny a decent spouse, something he didn't learn from him, as he says he wants to take Chanel to lunch. Johnny says that EJ is still looking for the right guy. Simply put, he and Nicole weren't meant to be. Johnny advises EJ to proceed and sign the divorce papers. Nicole enters Eric's room and tells him that unless he is still going to move to Paris, they will need to work out a custody plan. Eric claims that being around Jude was too difficult for him, but that doesn't mean he can't start over with Jude today. He glances at Nicole closely before adding, "And with you." Nicole surmises that EJ's actions to save their marriage were motivated by his knowledge that she never really moved on from Eric. Eric also wonders if she was aware of it. She responds, in my heart of hearts, I did. Chanel and Johnny cross paths in the square, but she's too busy to grab lunch together. She tells him that she has been eating, nevertheless, and remarks on how kind it is of him to inquire after her. Is he smothering her? He asks. She thinks it's a little bit, but she like it. Tate and Holly play the game of life in the cabin, followed by trivia that raises questions about vintage films. Tate is amazed by how much she knows. Reluctantly, she admits her previous romantic interest in Johnny, dismissing it as a foolish dream. So, who am I? Tate asks in jest. He's really real, as she puts it. She's fortunate to have him now. Before Sophia knocks on the door, they share a kiss. She exclaims, "You're so busted," as she opens the door. Teresa arrives at the Kiriakis' mansion with a bundle of clothes. She tells Brady how much she wants him to attend the wedding after learning that he had thought about not going. Alex hopes that they may all reunite as a family following the wedding. Teresa concurs as well. Brady gives her a mischievous look. Brady glances tensely to Teresa as Alex moves aside to answer a call. You're getting married today? I had no idea. She squirms and glances about, acknowledging that she ought to have warned him. He tells her that he's glad for them and describes Alex as fortunate. She apologizes that their relationship didn't work out, her voice trailing off. She will always treasure him. He is Tate's father. Oh my God, she utters. Her son is a must for her to marry. Tate is essential to her wedding. Nicole claims in Eric's room that she would have left EJ if she had knew Jude was theirs from the start and that Eric desired her. Eric says, his eyes welling up, that he desired the same thing she did. They get close, but are cut off by a knock on the door. Eric welcomes EJ with open arms. He thought Nicole would be there. He doesn't sign the divorce papers that she pulls from his hand. EJ has no intention of doing so. They are sorely mistaken if they believe he will allow them to take Jude and disappear into the sunset. Tate and Holly may be planning a dreamy summer together, but they really ought to be giving Sophia some thought as she is determined to get in their way. Alex is deeply touched by something that Justin does. Xander and Sarah, who don't seem to realize how disastrous Salem weddings can be, are excited to be husband and wife. Why are Justin and Alex arguing on the day that Justin is meant to wed Teresa? Just before the double wedding is about to start, Jack receives a very unique gift from Xander. On Days of Our Lives today, Rafe goes into a coma, Marlena confronts EJ, Roman counsels Eric, and Nicole snaps at Leo when he witnesses Connie leaving Bobby's room. When Roman walks into the pub carrying his bags, he runs into Eric. Eric should be in Paris, right? Why is he with Jude, and why? Want to introduce yourself to your grandson? With a smile, Eric asks. He consoles a distraught Roman, who is wondering if Eric and Nicole would ever get back together. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.